Early 2015, Ruby Franke, born January 18, 1982, created a YouTube channel called 8 Passengers in which she documented her family life in Utah with her husband, Kevin, and their 6 children. She originally posted 5 days a week at 6 a.m. As of June 2020, the channel had almost 2.5 million subscribers. It amassed 1 billion views. Beginning in 2020, when one of Franke's sons said that he had been banned from his bedroom and made to sleep on a beanbag for 7 months.
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months and then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
You've been sleeping on a beanbag.
I've been sleeping on a beanbag since October. And they gave my room back like 2 weeks ago. Oh, I'll give you the reason why I lost my bedroom. I think so. I think this is the reason. At least this is the reason that's been in my head. It's pretty funny, but now that I look back, it's pretty depressing.
No, we never told our viewers.
That I woke Russell up at 2 in the morning and told him that we're going to Disneyland and he has to pack. And he got up and made his bed all neatly and then packed all his clothes in the suitcase. And then he walked out the door and I'm like, Russell, and he was like, what? And he's all happy. Has his sunglasses on.
Do you think it's funny? Because...
And then I walk out and...
If you think it's funny, then you... That was 7 months ago. Maybe you need longer without a bedroom.
It was not funny.
Russell got the big bedroom and Chad got the smaller bedroom. And Russell's bigger bedroom also had a bathroom. But what you guys didn't know was Chad didn't get any room. He didn't get anything. He was sleeping on the floor in the family room. Abby, we took the phone away from Abby in November. And you may never get the phone back.
Probably not.
No, I have no friends.
You can play with friends.
No, like I don't have friends.
I don't have friends either.
I literally like told my friends I'm not hanging out with them anymore.
See, because they're
They say some pretty messed up stuff.
I don't even know where they live. They're pretty far away.
So, summer goal, become the best athlete.
Viewers became concerned about Franke's disciplinary methods, which also included withholding food.
To leave the house clean. And my kids are literally starving. I hesitate to say this because it's going to sound like I'm like a mean barbarian, but I told the kids, I said, I'm not even going to let you eat breakfast until you get your chores done. I just got a text message from Eve's teacher, and she said that Eve did not pack a lunch today, and can I bring a lunch over to the school? This happens quite often when you're raising children, because I know that her teacher is uncomfortable with her being hungry and not having a lunch, and it would ease her discomfort if I came to the school with a lunch. But I responded and just said Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and she actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry, and hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch. But she just doesn't want to. Is she supposed to eat it herself? But she just doesn't want to hold the spoon. She wants to grab it with her fingers. I don't want her to grab it. I want her to eat with a spoon. No. Let her eat, Mom. I don't have a. It was hot, hun. It's hot. You can't just grab it. It's hot. Because I don't have a playpen, or eating seat. What's that called? Not a car seat.
But one of the businesses had a baby.
What is the name of a high chair? I don't have a high chair.
Sending a child to a wilderness camp for troubled teens.
Living today has just entered the Anasazi Foundation Wilderness Therapy Program, where he's going to spend the next 8 to 10 weeks living in the
Anasazi Desert.
Yeah, the desert mountains of Arizona. And he'll be with counselors and other youth that are trying to figure some things out. So you're probably wondering, what did Chad do? Okay, we're not even going to entertain that stuff, but it's an accumulation of things over years, well before we ever started YouTubing or well before we ever got into social media. And it's reached a point where Chad needs to develop some very basic maturity and skills.
This is a chance for like a reset, like a start over, like a do-over, like a fresh beginning.
Yeah. So the idea is with wilderness therapy is if you can survive with these peers in the wilderness with nothing more than the clothes on your back and a couple of field supplies, then there's nothing in this world that you can't tackle.
We did give him a choice. The choices were limited. We had like 3 or 4 choices on the table, and we made it clear what our boundaries are as a family, where we're willing to go, and what we would like to see. Our expectations were very clear. And we made it clear if these expectations, these basic, everyday expectations aren't met, if you don't live within this parameter,
or demonstrate just basic life skills.
Basic life skills, basic stuff that every adult needs to learn, then this is where we're going. You can do this, you can do this, you can do this. These are our options. And it came to this Anasazi camp. He was like, what is my packing list? Like, what do you pack to go on a wilderness camp? I don't know. I've never done this before. And so I'm like, let me find out. We'll find out. And the guy says, oh, you don't need to bring anything except 36 pair of underwear. When Chad heard it, he was like, I really am going to go live in the desert in my underwear.
Which he's not.
Threatening to behead a stuffed toy.
Where is it?
Don't! Don't! She'll be crying all day, seriously.
Okay, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Look at me. No, you look at me. Look at Mama. If you cut one more thing in my house, I'm going to take the scissors, look at me, and I'm going to cut its head off.
Grandma will be so mad!
So what are you going to do?
Are you gonna cut anything else?
No.
Toy, and telling 2 children that Santa Claus would not be bringing them anything for Christmas that year because they were too numb to respond to other punishments.
Scared to share this because knowing people these days, I don't know if people are gonna, how they're gonna respond. So Kevin and I, we have 6 children. The 2 youngest are showing long patterns of selfishness. They have been showing, through their choices, their unwillingness to repent, their unwillingness to feel sorrow over some pretty egregious choices that they've made. So Kevin and I have decided that we are going to give the gift of truth to them this year for Christmas. We are going to give them the gift of boundaries, and we're going to give them the gift of repentance. So we sat down with them, and we told these 2 what our expectations were again, and we let them know how deeply sorrowful we've been because of the choices that they have been making, and how it's affected their teachers at school, it's affected their peers, it's affected our home, the siblings, and we just laid it out very clear. And we told them that this year they are not going to be visited by Santa. So they will, and we prepped them. We let them know that the Christmas morning, their 4 older siblings will be getting Christmas presents to open, and that they will have the gift of love from their dad and I, because we want them to really have a visceral experience that hits them. So up until now, I was really hoping that like keeping them home from school and wiping the floorboards would like really bring pain. Like, oh my gosh, I really want to change this behavior that I've been exhibiting. And it wasn't painful for them. They're like, oh yay, we get to stay home from school and clean floorboards. This is kind of fun. It's like, so, they've had these visceral experiences, and they haven't affected them. It's because they're so numb. And so the more numb your child is, the greater experience the bigger the outcome, they need to wake them up. You're not going to push a boulder with just your hands. You need some real leverage. And the biggest leverage that a little child has is probably Santa Claus. And so I expressed to them that I love your soul more than anything in this world. And I literally would do anything to invite you into repentance. And I know parents say that. I would do anything for my kid. But really what I think most parents are saying is I would give anything to you if I would pay any price monetarily. I don't know how many parents are actually willing to put any boundary in place that would bring a turnaround.
A Change.org petition was launched reporting perceived child abuse and neglect.
Started dreaming, and then the phone call. And it was Kevin saying, Julie's been trying to get a hold of you. She's throwing up at school and you need to go get her. I do believe Julie's really sick because on Sunday I got enormously sick. Like, I ate a fruit snack. 1 minute later, I thought I was going to die. I texted Kevin. I was teaching a primary class at church. And I texted Kevin. I said, you need to get in here and teach my class for me right now. How long have you been waiting for me?
Over an hour.
Have you been throwing up in here?
I'm not throwing up, but like, not like sick, like throwing up, but like really big headaches, really dizzy, and like.
So you haven't thrown up?
No, but I was about to in class.
I just want to make sure that you really are sick. Because they told me you were throwing up, but you weren't?
I said I was about to throw up in class.
Okay.
Like, it was enough for a throw up, but like.
Okay. All right, go get your things.
I want to get out of this conversation.
Oh no, this is an uncomfortable conversation we must have.
Wait, Matt, are you angry at me?
Let's sit. I gave Julie a tongue lashing that will not ever be repeated nor recorded. Just use your imagination. It was bad. I am gonna say one nice thing, and that is you took your lashing very well. And I'm going to pretend that life is exactly how I want it.
I'm going to go.
All right?
I'm going to go get dressed for football.
You're gonna have to go find your shorts. Oh, did you see the socks you threw at the side of the garden? And you are not going anywhere unless you pick up your junk. You've got crap thrown all around. Now, so you see, now I'm using bad language. That's how bad of a mood I'm in. You get your socks picked up and don't you leave your stuff out anymore.
Where?
Right over there.
Oh.
Run and go pick them up. And then give me 10 push-ups. Put them in your pockets so you can take them down to the hamper and drop and give me 10.
1.
Put your hands straight out. They're in. They're not supposed to be out. Shape your hands forward. There you go. 1, 2, down further. Bring your butt down.
Ooh.
Ruby and Kevin Franke posted in defense of the discipline, saying the incidents had been taken out of context. The 8 Passengers YouTube channel declined in popularity in 2021.
2 days ago was preschool. Eve slept in. She's notorious for sleeping in. And she woke up and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to wake her up because every time I wake her up, she gets super grumpy and upset and I have to literally drag her and get her dressed. And she's old enough to do that herself. And she missed preschool. She slept in and she woke up and she's like, I'm ready to go to preschool. I said, you know what? Preschool's over. You slept through it. I'm sorry. And she's like, what? And I said, you need to get up and get ready if you're going to go to preschool because I'm not going to drag you out of bed. And so she...
Aren't you still paying for it though?
Yeah, I still pay for it, but it's a lesson learned. And
she can't control when she wakes up.
apparently she can.
No, because I woke her up.
But she got up.
Because I dragged her out.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, me and Abby woke her up. You dragged her out.
Oh, Abby, this is nice of you to help Julie with. If you have something in the bag that you would like out, you can pay cash for it. So you learn the value of your items. Or you can give what? Dad, I'll let you take the conversation from here.
You can do an equivalent value chore to get it back.
What's it?
And whatever isn't claimed by the end of the day, goes in the garbage.
They're gonna think you're torturing him. Stop it. I know you're not, but it looks like you are. Okay, Russell. I'm only gonna say it one more time, and then you're gonna lose the privilege to eat dinner. I think I was supposed to put Eve right there. I hope I don't squish her too much.
In 2022, the Frankies separated, and Kevin Franke moved out of the house.
What are you doing over there? You no texting at the dinner table. No texting.
Let me see it. Let me see it.
I see it.
We should clarify that in our house, all our kids know that cell phones are free game for parents, so we can monitor safety.
Yeah, no kid ever said, "Yay, I'm so glad my parents read my text messages." Said no.
What is this? I really like you. Hold on.
I did not say that.
How do you work this stupid phone?
The only downside to giving your kids a flip phone is I swear I have to remember how to work it every time I go through it. Who are you texting?
No one.
Any girlfriend?
Whoa, whoa. I really like you. I saw you in my dreams last night.
I'm telling you, it's not her, it was her brother. Look, go down. She said, "I'm so sorry, that was my brother."
Did
How
she?
do I go?
I saw you in
Oh my gosh, sorry, that was my brother. What is the nature of your relationship with this individual? I mean, there's like 300 texts in here.
Do you like her, or do you just like her? She's a new friend.
That is really messy. I don't know.
I seen him with her, and he likes her.
Does she like you back?
Probably. No, she thinks he's an
Franke deleted the YouTube channel and began working as a mental health coach at Connections, a company run by Jody Nan-Hildebrandt, a counselor. They launched a new video channel together in 2022 and partnered in an Instagram account called Moms of Truth and with offering parenting classes.
wing.
We are going to a movie, so go get on your shoes.
What is it? What?
Does it even matter? If someone asked me if I wanted to go to a movie, I wouldn't ask what is it. Run and get your shoes or you're gonna not go. Hurry! Everyone run! Hey, this is Ruby. I was wondering, is Brooke available to babysit?
Sorry.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. What a good idea for spring break.
I'm really sorry.
Well, good. I will call her again. Tell her I will call her again.
Sure.
Okay, have fun.
My shoes are really soft.
Bye.
Okay.
Babysitter's not available. I am not taking Eve, unless you come and give me a huge apology. You come give me a hug and you come say you're sorry. No, again, where I can pay attention. It was not very thankful of you. I was excited and I told you to go get on your shoes and your jacket to see a movie. And you should say, okay, and be grateful. Instead of, well, what movie? Well, I don't know. Let me think about it. That's not very grateful, and I'm not going to take a girl who's not grateful. Can you show some more gratitude? Okay, give me a big hug. Go get a jacket.
Neighbors and the Franke's oldest daughter, a college student, observed that Franke often left the children alone at home and called authorities to check on them.
Oh, you You throw them on the ground and you start rolling them. You get a blanket and you start hitting the flames. And they're going to say, you're hurting me. You're beating me. You're controlling. It's like, no, dear, hold still. I'm getting the fire out. That's what a loving parent does. Because nobody will do it.
On August 30th, 2023, Franke and Hildebrandt were arrested in Ivins, Utah. And on September 1st both were charged with 6 counts of aggravated child abuse, a felony. According to a statement from the Santa Clara Ivins Public Safety Department, Franke's 12-year-old son, who appeared emaciated and had open wounds and duct tape around the extremities, had climbed through a window of Hildebrandt's house and asked at a neighboring house for food and water.
Tell me exactly what's happened.
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. And he's said he just came from a neighbor's house, and we know there's been problems at this neighbor's house. He's emaciated, he's got tape around his legs, he's hungry, and he's thirsty.
Okay. Is your door locked?
No, I'm sitting outside with him on the front patio.
Okay, cool.
And he asked us to call the police.
What's
So he's
the name?
very afraid.
Are the neighbors out of their home, or is anybody looking for them that you can see?
No. Our homes are far enough away. I'm not sure. How did you get out of the house?
Porch. He went out.
He says he just left through the porch at the neighbor's house. Her name is Jody Hildebrand, and she lives 2 doors up the street.
Out here in Cayenne, the houses are far apart.
Yeah, out here in Cayenne, the houses are far apart, so he walked just under a block to get to our house. He rang my doorbell and asked me to call the police.
Does he seem to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
I don't think so, but he's very thirsty, and
Need an ambulance?
I don't think he needs an ambulance. I'll let the cops decide that, but his ankles are taped up, and he won't tell us why.
Okay.
But he has duct taped around each ankle. Yeah, there's sores around them. I think there's a good chance he's been...
He also said...
Oh, and he has been around his ankles. I mean, his wrists as well. Okay, this boy has been... He needs... This kid has obviously been... I think he's been detained. He's obviously covered in wounds.
Okay. Let's get the paramedics headed over that way, okay?
Oh, that's a good idea, too.
Let's see. Has he told you where his mom or dad are?
Haven't asked him that. Yeah. You know where your mommy and...
I really got these things.
Yeah, I'm sure that doesn't matter, son. Do you know where your mom and dad are?
Well, actually, I don't know where my mom is, but I do know where my dad is. He's not anywhere here.
Really,
Nowhere here.
Okay. No, he doesn't seem to... He says he knows where his mom is, but...
He doesn't know where his dad is.
That's correct.
I do know where my dad is.
Is his mom home?
He doesn't live.
He just says he doesn't live around here.
Okay. Is his mom
we're
in
getting...
the area?
Is your mom around here? Have you seen her lately?
No,
He doesn't know where she is right now.
Does he know his mom's name?
What's your mom's name? Ruby Franke? Ruby Franke is his mom's name.
Okay. How do you spell the last name?
Franke.
Franke.
Okay. And does she live in the area?
No, I'm not sure where she lives. He's trying to help us, but he's...
That's okay. We don't want to stress him out too much. The officers will go over all these questions with him anyway. I just want to stay on the phone with you until we get some help there, okay? Can you ask him if any other children were in the home he came from?
Okay. Was there any other kids up at Jody's house? 10 and 14, and they're still at this house.
Are they tied up as well?
What's the deal with? Are they being held? Do they have wounds on them as well?
Nothing bad's going on with us.
Okay.
It's just me.
Okay. So they're able to walk around the house and everything?
Everything.
Well, okay. He says everything's fine with them. Grain of salt.
Okay.
He says what's happened to him is his fault. He's fine. I've got him sitting here. My wife, he got him water and giving him something to eat because he's hungry, and I think the young man, he's hearing his stocking feet, so he escaped.
Well, I'm glad that he was able to make it to
on their way.
He could be safe. They should just be pulling up now. Let me know when they're with you, okay?
Will do. Is Jody up there right now?
Yes.
Okay. Jody Hildebrand is up there right now.
Okay.
So she may come looking for him here soon, but he's not gonna, obviously. We need the cops here as soon as possible.
I'm just asking where he is now.
Yeah, she's a bad lady. We didn't realize how bad.
Does he have anything with him?
No, he's wearing a long sleeve shirt and shorts, and it's way too big for him.
Can you tell me what color the shirt and shorts are?
Okay, the ambulance is here.
Okay.
So.
Are they with you?
No, they're just not getting out of the truck.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and I'll let you go then. You did a great job.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.
Emergency services found Frankie's 10-year-old daughter in the house, also malnourished. Both children were taken to a hospital, where the boy was treated for severe malnourishment and deep lacerations from being tied up with rope. A search of the house found evidence consistent with the markings on the 12-year-old, and the Utah Division of Child and Family Services took the boy and girl and 2 more of Frankie's children into care. Police later reported that according to the boy, cayenne pepper and honey had been used to dress his wounds. Franke and Hildebrandt are being held without bail. Initial virtual hearings for both were held on September 8, 2023, in St. George, Utah. A status review hearing scheduled for September 18 was postponed at their attorney's request. Hildebrandt surrendered her license as a counselor pending resolution of the court case and a disciplinary investigation. After her arrest, YouTube banned Franke from the platform, also deleting 2 channels which were linked to her. On December 18, 2023, Franke pleaded guilty to 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. She later pleaded not guilty to 2 other counts. The factual basis elucidated the abuse in greater detail, including an incident of Franke forcing her son to work outdoors over several weeks with inadequate protection, resulting in severe sunburns, and claims that the children were possessed. Franke agreed to serve a prison sentence and to serve her respective sentences consecutively rather than concurrently. Franke is expected to testify against Hildebrandt in Hildebrandt's upcoming trial. Franke is due to be sentenced on February 20, 2024.